And I asked people to raise their hand if they like smelling their books, and most of them did raise their hand.
I'm a comic book sniffer.
Smell that? That's the smell of new comic books.
So I was glad to see that, because I've been laughed at on more than one occasion for that.
No intro tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I was
not to work.
I was super like anticipating. I was like, where's it gonna be? Where's it gonna be?
I tried it, man, but for some reason it didn't. It did not want to work tonight. I don't understand it. It's just the way it is sometimes. That's just kind of how it works, Sometimes it decides, like, maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't do it. You never know. And tonight it said, nah, I think that we're gonna not do it. But you know what, you guys, that's okay. That's sometimes how the cookie crumbles around here. And you know how we fix that, you guys? We fix it by talking for a long time in the beginning of the show about the 143, 5-minute mark. And we wait for the video to just kind of process a little bit as we're going. And as the video continues processing and processing, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday nights. That means the Hot 10 show. We are here. We got the crew with us. One and only Ben S., who writes the list every week. And then, of course, Richie from Popcorn Culture. Richie, what are we at sub count wise?
I think I'm like, what, I think 569 or 570.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to help Richie get to 600. All you have to do is go over to Popcorn Culture, the link that is in the description below, and it's also the link in the comments right now for the live show. Make sure to go over to Popcorn Culture, say what's up to Richie whenever he drops great content, and give him a sub. All you gotta do is hit right there. He's got 569 subs. We need to get him to 600 so we can do some massive giveaways.
Yeah,
Hey.
I know you guys want more comic book content. Not to interrupt Ben, but just hang in there. I'm still getting over COVID and this and that. The comic book stuff's coming. Right now, we're just doing the card breaks till I feel better, then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, Richie knows more than I do about comics, so.
Amen. So go check it out, you guys. The link is in the description below. It is in the live chat, youtube.com/popcorn culture with the 1 as the L, 99. You guys go check it out. Great stuff over there. Continuing to put out good videos. He pulled a bunch of amazing stuff last week. And by the way, you guys, shout out to the creators of The Abolition of Man, who have reached out to us and are down to do a show. So not only are they going to come on and do a show with us, probably Saturday nights on Modern Comic Mayhem, they have given us an amazing book to give away on the Hot 10. It is Abolition of Man.
Signed by Carson Gruball. Look at that. That is so awesome. And I tell you, I kind of just, if you don't know anything about this book, first of all, it's like one of like the top 10 most important books like of all time, or of like modern, or I guess last 200 years or something like that. Yeah, like this is like a major, but I just kind of I went through some of this. Holy cow, this is ridiculous. I mean, like I definitely need a copy of this for myself. This is crazy. Yeah, signed by a Mac Pro. That's a that's about it. I mean, it's crazy. I definitely I don't know who's going to sell. I need to find somebody who's going to sell the rest of the issues. But yeah, it's super. It's deep though. I will for if you don't like if you're not like in a thinking mood, it's you're not gonna get it. But anyways,
well, shout out to Living the Line, the publishers of Abolition of Man. They have a bunch of stuff that they put out, and this is just one of them. They have more issues coming out of the Abolition of Man. It looks like it's going to at least go 5 issues. So continue to follow that storyline and go check out their issues. They've got some amazing stuff. But as you can see here, Centralia is one of them. The House on Fire. And here's some of the other Abolition of Man stuff that's coming out soon. So make sure you guys check out this publisher. They're doing some very interesting stuff. The Exile looks very cool. And with the Abolition of Man, what they're doing is they've decided to kind of jump on the AI art thing that we've all kind of talked about. How cool it would be to see a comic book be done out of the AI art and in some cool way. And this is the first one that we know of. So shout out to them for thinking outside the box. And either this Saturday or next Saturday, we're going to have them on Modern Comic Mayhem to talk about it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So go check it out. Living the Line is the name of the publisher. Here you guys go. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and I'll put it in the description after the show for everybody that wants to check it out on the replay. Very, very cool stuff. Shout out to everybody that is watching tonight, you guys. We have 130 live at the beginning of the show, which is amazing. And if you guys don't know the best way to support us, there's multiple ways. You guys can watch us live, like the 130 people that are here right now. You guys can subscribe to the channel. You can check out the description and the links below in the descriptions for everybody's content. You can give us a thumbs up, or you can do what Ben, Mr. Longshort, has done and drop a $20 super chat saying, thanks, boys. Ben is one of the best content creators in our community. Make sure you guys go check out his IG, Mr. Longshort. He's just absolutely amazing, and he does an amazing show over at Nearing Nirvana. And I want to say something before we continue. I want to shout out Bird City Comics for something that they did that is absolutely amazing. They sold out of their 8 billion genies, which is amazing. Congratulations to them. Go check out Bird City Comics, you guys, who just they are one of the best in the game. And we really, really respect what Bird City Comics does. And not only do we respect Bird City, we really, really respect Nearing Nirvana. And a lot of you guys have come from Nearing Nirvana, who has a show, and usually they send people over here after their show. And they had a show tonight, I believe. I hope they had a show tonight. I think that they did, but check it out, Nearing Nirvana. And I want to say something real quick. There's certain things in this community that are only acceptable because we don't want to stoop to somebody's level to call them out, or we just don't want to take the time to respond. But taking because you missed out on a sellout for a book does not give you the right to go and throw insults and ridiculousness towards Laura and Bird City's way. I saw some disgusting stuff that was going on before the show where people were just really taking it out on Laura. Laura is a great content creator and a great part of this community. And, she's on IG too, and she just got hurled insults and horrible stuff her way just because you guys didn't get a fucking comic book. So we don't respect that. We don't fuck with that at all. We have no respect for the people that did that. And if it ever comes out who did it and you're part of this community, you're going to get banned from the show. You're just going to get, you're not going to be allowed to chat with us. You can figure out ways to troll us. I don't care. We're not going to fuck around with that. It's just not cool. And especially when people are taking their time to make content for everybody. It's not like we're making a ton of money doing this, you guys. We do it because we enjoy it. We do it because we love the community. And Laura and the girls at Nearing Nirvana don't have to do what they do over there. They do it for you guys. They do it because they enjoy it. And just treat them right. Treat everybody right. So just a heads up. Let's get into the rest of the show tonight. You guys know how we do this. It is
before you start, Bryan, I'm not only going to be giving this book away, but I'm actually going to I'm adding 2 different things to that. One of them will be a slab. I'm sending somebody a slab. It's probably going to be a $75 to $100 book. I'm going to add that, and then I'm also going to add something else. The other 2 will be surprises, but the only thing that I ask to do this, let's see here, how many likes or how many thumbs up do we have on this right now on the video?
We have, I'll tell you right now. Let's take a look.
Trying to look.
We have 33 thumbs up right now.
33 thumbs up. We have 146 live. I need 100 thumbs up, and I will give away all that.
Let me say it. Let's start it over. So, on my boys' channel, House of Stein, I got a great idea. I didn't tell them about this, but this is what we need. Okay, we need at least 100 more thumbs up. Is that okay with you, Ben?
I just wanted to get it to at least 100. If we can get 100 thumbs up, we're good.
Bryan knows where I'm going with this right here. So, because this is your channel, I'm going to go ahead and recommend give us 100 thumbs up, and I think Ben's going to give away a nice book.
Oh, it's going to be, like I said, you're going to get this that's compliments of Living the Line and Carson Gruball, and then I'm throwing in a slab, and I'm throwing in something else, and then all you got to do when you get it, just post it on Instagram. That's all I ask. Just post it on Instagram, tag me, and we're good to go.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, you guys. That's the way it goes. Very, very cool stuff. Make sure you guys hit those thumbs up ASAP, because we have the giveaway entry thing running. So not only hit those thumbs up, but say something in the chat. Make sure you guys say something.
Is that how you're gonna track it through that?
Let us know what thumbs up you were. So even if you've already hit it, just say you've already hit it, and then everybody else, let us know what number thumbs up. We got Solo Wookie saying 77, Ryan the Gray saying 69. So
good for you,
whatever.
Ryan.
Yeah, so good for him. Yeah. And the alien head goes nowhere but here. So, all right.
Yeah, I want that alien head.
I'm gonna be upgrading the studio here in the next couple days, hopefully. So I've got a bunch of books that I'm shipping out. I'm dropping off at the post office tomorrow from the last week of sales on Whatnot. I want to thank everybody that's been hanging out on Whatnot with us. We do it right over there. We go slow, and explain books and explain stuff and have a good time. So appreciate everybody that hangs out over there. And you guys know how we do this. We start every week with the Almost 10, brought to you by Beyond Wednesdays. Let's get into it. And speaking of aliens, it starts with one of the coolest comic books ever. There's a couple of these I want to believe variants out there, and I own none of them. I do own, I think, the 0 and the -1 X-Files back in the day, which they put out, but I don't own any of the I want to believe variants. And this is a very, very cool one right here. This is from the second series, right, Ben? Volume 2?
Yeah, this is well, I don't know. I don't know how they did their season 10, so I don't know how they or like which order they were in. But yeah, the season 10
is what they called it, which I think that might have been volume 2 of X-Files. So
from IDW.
Okay, it must be 2 then. Okay, because I thought
it
was
with
1.
It started with Topps Comics, right?
Yeah,
Remember back in the day, Topps had the X-Files. So I think that was volume 1, and then this is volume 2 of X. But I guess it's season 10. That's all we need to say. X-Files
News.
season 10, number 1, the 1 in 25 variant.
Good luck.
Yeah, and first of all, thank you, Comic Chef. Says Bird City Comics, you guys rock. Didn't get a copy, but really glad you sold out. See, that's all. Can we not just be happy for some of these retailers? I mean, that's
Amen.
I love that. I
Yep.
appreciate that. Yes, X-Files is a 1 in 25. I don't remember what. Hey, and I agree. Playing it, the X-Files does have, and not just a cool photo variants. They have a lot of cool variants that are. There's a Smoking Man one that is so cool. That's I mean, they're just impossible to find. This one is real. I mean, you think about it, it's a 1 in 25. If this was the first IDW run of it, um, it's got to be really hard. It's got blood spatter on the front. It's awesome. Sold for $140 this week. I don't know if I would pay $140 for this. I might though. I don't know.
Yes, it depends. It depends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's 2 listings, and one is in Europe or Australia. I mean, you're basically paying $200 out the door. The other one is local, no Ben or BO, just Ben plus $8.99, 200 something. So there's only 2 listings, so yeah.
The Tops run. Let me see here. The Tops run lasted.
I love this cover.
Let's see here. There's a little Wikipedia on it. What do you know?
Yeah, there's another one that I've mentioned that me and Longshore has been talked about before, and it's on all red. I Want to Believe cover, and that one's awesome too. I do have that one. I don't have this one though.
So it looks like there was a Tops run that had volume that lasted till issue 12, I believe. There was a Checker Book Publishing run and a Titan Books run too. So a couple runs of X-Files, which is very interesting. Check them out. Definitely go look for the Tops ones, especially the -1 and the 0 one. I think there's a 1/2 also. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. All right, next on the Almost 10, a beautiful Natalie Sanders variant. I mean, this one is. I'm not the biggest Natalie Sanders fan, but this one right here is beyond striking. Gotham City Year 1, number 2, the Sanders 1 in 25 variant. This is amazing. It's got to be her dress or something. It's just maybe it's her pose. I don't know what it is, but this one's good.
Yeah, this one just came out this week. It's not selling for a lot. I mean, it's not huge. It's only 25 to 30, which is why it's on the Almost 10. But it doesn't. I guess it's not super sexualized like a lot of the other covers that we're used to seeing, and I think that may have something to do with it. The pearls kind of adds to it as well, but it just looks different. I think the gold dress, but I think it just kind of has that look of, it almost looks like just a photo. It just looks like a photo cover.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's beautiful. All right, next we have Brooklyn Knight, number 1. And as you guys can see, a Brooklyn Nets custom edition Marvel comic book right here, which is very interesting. You guys know we love this type of stuff here on this channel and in this community. We love these weird books like this, and this is definitely one of them. What's the deal with this?
Okay, I had never seen this before, ever. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know that this is a Diodato cover. Yeah, so which is even more cool. I don't know. They did this, and it was like a giveaway I guess at the Nets for a Nets game or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not new or anything. Obviously, that Marvel Custom Edition logo looks like it's like 2013, 2014-ish, something.
Yeah, something
Just
like
based
that.
on the late
January of 2013 is the cover date. Release date is November 3rd, 2012. Though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so still it's like 10 years old. I've never seen this. I'm not a Nets fan. Otherwise, if it were a Spurs cover, then I would want it for sure. But yeah, so there was a CGC 9.6 that sold for 150 for this. Like I said, I just thought it was a really cool book that and everybody says that we got to 100 likes or 100 thumbs up. thank you guys. We will do the giveaway later in the show. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
this is just an interesting book. I was like, I think everybody probably needs to see this.
Well, I think that's cool and stuff, and I love this type of stuff. But this kind of reminds me of something even cooler from back in the day. And I don't know if you guys kind of know where I'm going with this, but I remember one year, it was one of the first years that I remember as a kid asking for anything other than toys. And that was when back in the day, the BK Knights came out, ladies and gentlemen. The real Brooklyn Knights right here, baby.
Blood killers.
Wow, man, that is
BK
like
Knights, dude. Back in the day, let me see if I can find the OG ones. Where are the OG, the original BKs? Here we go. Oh my God, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Look how badass those things are, dude.
Mhm.
oh my gosh.
It was
Those
either
things-
those. If you didn't have money for Nikes, it was either those or K-Swiss or Adidas
Yeah,
Shell
well,
Toe.
they're actually British Knights, but I always called them Brooklyn Knights back in the day. But it is what it is. BKs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Forgot all about
All right.
those.
Next we've got on the almost 10. Venomized. What is this? This is a Venom 1 in 25, Venomized number 2, Bagley 1 in 25, the pizza variant.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this sold for $100 this week. I don't really know. I don't. Richie would know more than me. I don't know if there's any first appearances, but I mean, it's kind of cool that he's just like hanging out on the side of a building eating pizza, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, it's $100 book though. So
This is a $100 book?
yeah, I mean, what do I know?
Wow. I feel like
Is
I've
there
sold this before for super cheap.
is there anything going on in this book, Richie?
I mean, I is this what year? 2017? What year is this?
Maybe.
18? That was
I don't
when
know
the
those.
Venomized was going on, I think 2017, 2016. No, I don't see nothing. Probably not a lot of them out there though. I mean, once Venom after 2011, before Cates took over, like the after the first issue, I mean, those things really cut. So I bet there's not a lot of those out there.
Interesting. All right. Next we have. Now, this isn't the exact book. This is Deja Taurus and the White Apes of Mars, number 2. Now, there's a Garza 1 in 10 variant, right, Ben? And it.
No, this is the book.
Okay, but on the one, isn't it on the 1 in 10? Don't they have like nudity?
I don't know that, but this is the
Okay.
book that I saw. I didn't even
Okay.
know. First of all, I don't even know what that means. The White Apes of Mars. I have no idea what that means. I don't even know. I'll be honest. I don't even really know what Deja Thoris is even about.
It's old school science fiction, like Robert
Like Planet of
Ellison,
the Apes kind of deal, and
Harlan Ellison.
powerful women in bikinis and sexy, like all band together, and they, it's science fiction stuff, different planets, different galaxies and shit like that.
So what's the deal with the White Apes of Mars?
That's just back in the day, is in the 20s. That was one of the things that they went with to sell books. I think it wasn't John Carter on the Warlord of Mars. Yeah. Yep. From the pages of Warlord of Mars. Yep.
I like that cover.
Yeah.
And it's Ali Garza. It's not. I don't think this is not an incentive. I think it's just like a B variant or like a B cover or something. Is it a 1 in 10?
There is a 1 in 10. There is a 1 in 10 of this that is a nudity variant, and then there's this one. You're right. That is a B cover. I believe.
Yeah. So, but this sold for $55 this week. So, like I said, I didn't even know that this was a title. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's just I don't know. It's really strange. Some of these I mean, we all look at Dynamite stuff now, and we're like, oh my gosh, they've got 87 covers on every single title every single week. But man, like 10 years ago, like I don't know why these covers are hard to find.
So this is a 1 in 10, right? Because
no, this one right here is not a 1 in 10.
Because my comic shop has it as 1 in 10.
Yeah, I think it is a 1 in 10, and then
this is.
Smash Hero is saying that the nude variant is a 1 in 35.
1 in 35, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that so my comic shop says this book is a 1 in 10. Okay.
Yes, it says that. There's also a DF, a Dynamic Forces variant as well. They're not showing the display because I'm guessing those are the nudity ones. But yeah, it says limited 1 in 10 variant cover by Ala Garza, Mark Rana, and Louis Antonio First is the artist.
Cool.
All right.
How much was this? $55?
$55.
Wow. All right, next on the list, a book we've had show up on this show before, and it's back. Deathstroke number 12 from the New 52 era. This is the Rob Liefeld cover, and as you guys can see, Lobo looks terrible.
I mean, it's unsurprising, but I mean, yeah, I mean,
I don't think Liefeld can draw somebody's face that doesn't look exactly the same than every face he's drawn before, unless it has a mask on it, which is one funny thing. Another funny thing is I love how he's kind of like trolling everybody by doing a Deathstroke book.
That's cool. I agree.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's true. Kind of is.
It shows he's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. I've never even watched his shows or anything like that. I don't know but I don't know. This was selling for like 10 or 15 bucks, but this week it was selling for 35. I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine spending $35 on this. His name is the only on the title. Did he write this as well?
I think so, yes.
So he's homaging. I mean, we all know it's originally homaging IH 340, right? But he's homaging also that Wolverine 154, 155, right? Where it's Deadpool's in the blade, or yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then he's trolling himself with dead. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just super weird. The whole thing. I don't know. I can't imagine spending $35 on this because I can't. To be honest, I don't even really. I'm not even looking at the book right now. I'm looking at you guys on the left side of the screen. I just can't look at the book. It just looks so bad. I just can't do it. Now I'm reading the comments in the chat.
If he didn't I think he's okay. Like for his own style, it's just that he makes every face look like Soda Popensky from Mike Tyson.
The eyes are the same. It's very, very weird, man. It's the same face on every single character, and that's just the way it looks, whether you're a fan or not. So all right, next we have got an interesting one, a very interesting one right here. This goes back old school in a way. Ant and the Aardvark number 1, the Jeff Scherer hippie variant right here, which is very interesting. It came out in 2018. This is not an old book. This is a recent variant, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like this is from American Mythology? Is that who the publisher is? They've done several of these. Like they did the Pink Panther, and they did like Wonder Dog, and some of the other kind of classic cartoons or whatever. And I remember Ant the Aardvark because it was just a weird cartoon, but I think this was like maybe 2 issues or 3. It wasn't many. I mean, it's not like they did a whole bunch of issues of this. This is not. I don't know if it's an incentive, but I didn't see that it was an incentive. But it sells for $25. So
there's 3 covers to this. There's an A cover, this B cover, and a C cover. That's like a animation flashback variant. Both A and B covers are by Jeff Scherer, but the B cover is the one that seems to be selling for the most.
It's interesting. I mean, it's another one of these things that, like, just because it looks weird doesn't mean that people don't pay money for it.
Right.
I mean, if somebody remembers this from their childhood, and this is, I mean, because I don't even know if there is another Ant and Aardvark book out there. So, if they're like, oh, I remember that from my childhood, I want something. I mean, it's not like this stuff is plentiful on, in other mediums or anything like that. This
So
is what they
$25
want.
is a good buy, you think, huh?
I don't know. I mean,
if you're into this kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there can't be that many of these out there.
Yeah. What is this selling for? 25?
25.
Nice. All right. Next on the Almost 10, we have a great book. One of my all-time favorite books, 30 Days of Night, #1. Just such a pivotal comic book, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. It was one of those like second wave of independent comics, I feel like. Early IDW book, like one of the first IDW books, if I remember correctly. Tough to find, a very low print run. Just very cool book. And of course, the start of Ben Templesmith and Steve Niles, amazing writer. Shout out to Steve Niles, who came on a Comic Book Women episode way back and was just such a cool dude. And of course, just continuing to make great stuff out there. And then, of course, Ben Templesmith, his art is very, very visceral and just, it's got this very weird look to it, but it is perfect, especially for the crazy vampires of 30 Days a Night. And it's just as weird as he is, because that dude is weird. In a good
Yeah, definitely. If you can find the second print one, man, that might be scarce.
Well, you think the second print one is scarce? This is the scarce one right here, you guys. This is the rare issue that was kind of like put out. It is the spiral bound edition, which came in a clear hard plastic cover with a cardstock backing. It was distributed to some retailers prior to the public release and contained a full preview plus an introductory letter. Very, very tough to find. It is one of the books that I have as one of my longest running eBay search terms is this book right here.
And just never comes up for sale.
Either I miss it or it never comes up. One of the two.
That is crazy. Well, this #1, and yeah, I agree. I love these old IDWs with the old light bulb. I don't know why they changed it. I love the freaking light bulb. But this has always been like, $60, $70, $80 book. It's like Brian said, this is not, I don't know if I've ever seen it actually for sale, like at a local comic shop or anything like that. This week it sold for $125. So I'm not sure, I don't know if there's anything 30 days, if there's anything new, if they're coming out with a new series or anything like that, but or it's just one of those things that it's hard to find. People list them high and they don't really take very many best offers on them.
Plus, you got comic book history too.
Yeah, Ashley Wood covers, interior art by Ben Templesmith, Steve Niles written, who's one of the best writers in not just comics, but the entire medium of entertainment. Very, very, like I said, it's a pivotal book in comic book history. The movie was great. The movie was creepy, definitely not as creepy as the book when you first read the book, but it hit it pretty damn perfect. The guy that played the main vampire guy, and I remember like how good the main character is, that Josh Hartnett guy was in it. Wasn't that 30 Days a Night with Josh Hartnett? Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
Are you thinking 28 Days Later?
I'm maybe thinking, no, I'm thinking 30 Days a Night.
Okay.
No. 30 Days a Night. Hold it. Josh Hartnett was in that movie where it was like 30 Days Celibate or something like that.
No, this is the one where so 30 Days a Night was where in Alaska. Yeah, I was right. Where the sun doesn't at some point during the season, the sun doesn't come up for a whole month, right? So even days are nighttime, and that's when the vampires show up. And oh man, it was a great freaking movie back then. It was the first time where like a lot of us had to be like, yeah, Josh Hartnett's a badass, man. Like
what was the one that he was in where he was like had to be celibate? What was that called?
Yeah, that's old school from like 1999.
Yeah, what was that movie called?
It had the one girl. She was so popular back then. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name.
I can't either. but it was
Somebody in
like
the chat's got to know the
2000.
name.
It was like a late 90s movie, right?
40 Days and 40 Nights or
40
something.
Days, 40 Nights. Yeah.
Thanks, Everett.
Something like that. Yeah. Great stuff, man.
I know
Great
there was
stuff.
a bunch. I knew there was some number of days in it.
Yeah. All right, next on the almost 10. How much did you say these were selling for? The first prints?
125.
Wow. And what I wonder what the second prints are selling for. Does anybody know? Second prints were released quite a bit later, if I remember correctly. Anyways, next on the list, an old school. I love these steampunk covers. This is Superman, Wonder Woman, number 5, the steampunk cover. And it's a 1 in 25 steampunk variant. You guys know these steampunk variants are very, very tough to come by. This is one of the best ones. Not as good as this one, but definitely one of the best, I will say for sure.
What is this? Is this Panosian? Is that who did the cover on this?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the way Superman's like wearing like his like suit and he's carrying all the stuff for Wonder Woman. But I think obviously it's the Wonder Woman that makes this cover, which is the same thing that makes the J.G. Jones one as well. But and the Batgirl is really good on this. But this whole steampunk thing is
the Harley.
Yeah, they're really, some of them are really hard to find. This one is definitely one of the not more common ones. Raw, $400 this week for this. So if you $400 raw this week. So it's kind of one of those. If you didn't pick it up before when you could probably get it for 100 or less, you may have missed the boat.
Yeah. All right, next we've got one of my all-time favorites, The Adventures of Pussycat, right here. Like, how can you not love this, man? Marvel 1968. And if you're going to tell me that Marvel didn't know what they were doing or didn't have some type of sexual innuendo going here, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the lady is a swinger.
Exactly.
There's literally nothing on this cover that doesn't scream innuendo.
There's a Canadian price variant for this too, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. I mean, this
Chad gave.
Okay.
I just showed you something, Chad.
I don't think it's a Canadian price variant. I think it's a cover price variant.
No, there is a Canadian price variant. This is the regular variant.
Yeah, it's 40 cents. But I think they just called it cover price variant. I don't know.
Whatever. Well, Comics.org calls it the Canadian. The 40 cent is the Canadian. The 35 cent. You can see. Gotcha. Yeah, so you can see on this one it does say 40 cent in Canada, and then on the actual Canadian you can see it says 40 cents.
It's back in 68. So you're thinking, well, Canadian price variants, aren't they typically like, I don't know, 20%? You're thinking like a 15-20% jack? No. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it is a cool book.
Thank you, Chad. That freaking, you're awesome, dude.
Oh yeah. Chad's the best.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyways, this sold for $300. It was like all the other prior sales were like $150. This sold for $300.
Wow.
I think it's worth it, right?
If I'm spending $300, this is like one of those books that's like, that completely stands out.
It's got to be tough too, right? And high grade and define. I mean, online retailers seen this book as high as $800 raw.
Yeah. We have a couple more, you guys. Shout out to Richie for this one. This is a sale this week that just shows you guys, be on the lookout for these Mark Jewelers. I know everybody knows about Mark Jewelers, but there is some crazy books out there that you can still find Mark Jeweler variants for. And this is the Amazing Spider-Man 301 Mark Jeweler variant that recently sold this week, raw, for how much, Richie?
I think there was a ton of bids. It ended up at like $580 plus shipping.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. But beautiful, beautiful interior centerfold right there. How much do you guys think a Mark Jewelers
300.
interior
Oh,
centerfold adds to the price of a book? Do you think it's like, how much percentage? Do you think it's like at least 25%?
It depends on the book. I mean,
yeah.
what
Depends
I
on
mean,
what.
like New Mutants 98. I mean, what 9/8 self. I mean, it also depends on condition too. I mean, if you can get a 9/8
Mm-hmm.
Mark Jewelers, like that's really hard to get. So it could, I mean, it could exponentially go up if you
Yeah.
get a 9/8 Mark Jewelers.
Iconic cover. You got the newsstand on the front. Remember with Mark Jewelers, you guys all know, I mean, our chat savvy, but if you are new, Mark Jewelers were designed to show up in areas where our U.S. servicemen were stationed at. And basically what the I guess you could say the numbers guys figured out is about 5% or less of each print run of each title. 5% of that print run's title or less were Mark Jewelers National Diamond Sales and or Alka-Seltzer inserts.
Oh my gosh, Chad, man.
I can do this all day.
You're the best, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys, 204 live watching right now, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have a great giveaway tonight, care of the creators of The Abolition of Man. So make sure you guys be active in the chat. That's how we do our giveaways. We choose somebody randomly that is active in the live chat. At least that's how we do our live show giveaways. And that's the giveaway tonight, live show. Thank you for everybody that got us to 100 thumbs up. If you can, please take us even higher, you guys. Let's get to 200 thumbs up. So hit those thumbs up button and stick around for the giveaway later in the show.
Man, if you get to 200, man, I might have to even, I might have to go crazy.
All that. Well, we have one more book on the Almost 10, you guys, and this is a book that I picked up yesterday at a local comic shop here in the Valley, Surprise Comics. First time I've been into the store. I went in to get some bags and boards and just kind of checking out stuff, and I came across this Black Panther #1, the Black Panther homage variant, and I have never seen this. Don't worry, we won't tell her, Chad. I've never seen this ever, and if I would have seen this as an image, I would have thought it was fake. But obviously, it's real. They sell for about $7 to $10 online, which isn't bad, but pretty interesting image right there. So go get your Black Panther #1, the Black Panther homage right there.
This is the no neck variant.
Yeah, that's the no neck variant. Yeah, so very interesting. You know what? I think we were talking on on the radar the other day, and there was a story being told of somebody going into the most recent Black Panther dressed up in a Black Panther costume, and there are going to be crazy images of people dressed up not only in costumes but all kinds of stuff coming up for the new Black Panther movie that's coming out. And the most amazing stuff is the people that have seen the movie already that have been talking about it. And there's a couple reviews of people who are walking out from the movie theater that immediately just jump on, and you could see it when they talk about it, like how the emotion comes up in them when they talk about the movie and how great it was. You know it's going to be a good movie. So make sure you guys, if you get a chance, go check out the movie as soon as it comes out, because I think it's going to be really, really good. And yeah, this is a nice little Halloween book for the Almost 10. Shout out to Lewis that says, please consider this my variant and exclusive donation. There we go. I appreciate you. At some point, there will be one of those. So that being said, thanks, you guys. That is the Almost 10 for November 4th, 2022. You guys, what are we at thumbs up now? What are we at thumbs up?
The last I saw, it was like 114, but I don't know what that was a little bit ago.
123, you guys. 123 thumbs up right now. We got 200 live. Let's get that. Try and get that to 150. 150, you guys. Before we get into the top 10, we'll take care of that time in between with some honorable mention action this week for the list, starting with our golden age.
Hold on, which also, if you guys have been looking for the list is not live on the site. It's actually going live right now, but it has not been published yet. So if you want to just watch it live right here, then watch it live right here. This was not thought out to do this way. Just a little bit long of a day. So anyways, yeah, you can watch it live.
Yeah, watch it live, you guys. That's why you're here. Check it out live every week with us. We appreciate you guys. Here we go. The honorable mention Golden Age style this week. Our Gang Comics #1, a 10 center. What year did this come out?
1942, I believe.
Wow.
I think that's when it came out. It's old. I mean, this was #1. It is the first appearance of Tom and Jerry in comics. Somehow there is a 9.4 of this, and it sold this week. Don't ask me how. I have no clue. But it sold for 6,300. But gosh, thinking about it, and that was an all-time high for this book. But man, I almost have to think it seems low, right?
First appearance of Tom and Jerry and this killer cover of the Little Rascals, right, or Our Gang as they were originally known. But yeah, man, yeah, that feels kind of low.
Getting ready for a key party. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like it was low, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why this book just hasn't taken off like Looney Tunes or whatever, or any of those things. But
yeah, that's a good point.
Is that them on the cover too? That looks like Jerry, but not Tom. But was Tom originally a tabby, an orange cat?
That's interesting. That I cannot answer.
That is very interesting.
Like Heathcliff, right?
Wow.
Wasn't Heathcliff a tabby? Orange tabby?
Yes. Shout out to High Voltage Mark for the $9.99 super chat. He says, Brian, thanks for all the fun and awesome books on whatnot. Hey, High Voltage Mark, thank you, man. High Voltage Mark and multiple other people were there for every sale I did this week. Your guys' books are being dropped off tomorrow. Thanks for your guys' patience with me. We had some crazy sales this week, some crazy books, and we're going to continue it next week. We're putting together some big things for sale, and we're going to be doing buy it nows, all kinds of stuff. We're going to be putting together our mystery packs for basketball cards and football cards this week, so be on the lookout for those. All right, next on the honorable mention, these started dropping this week. These are the 90s nostalgia books from DC, the 90s foil variants. They put out a ton of them. This is Batman 129. There's like 5 others, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people are talking about these because not only do they kind of like hit that old school feeling, that nostalgia button, but there was also a problem with them where they didn't put the prices on some of them, and retailers didn't know what to sell them for, and that was a big issue over the week, the last couple of days that I've heard. Chat, I don't know if anybody else had any issues with that at their local shops, but yeah, some weird price things going on here too.
I mean, I love the 90s. That was my college years. I graduated early 90s from high school, so anything from the 90s is cool to me. I like these in the short term. I hope they just don't just say like, "Hey, we're just going to do this on every book for the end of time." Then it won't be near as fun. It was this one and the Joker book that came out this week, and it's in green foil. So it's kind of cool. They're just selling for like 15 to 20. It's not like they're selling for a great huge, but this is definitely something that I would I would pick up, even if the cover price is. Some say it's D. Craven said it was $10.99. John Longshot said it was $7.99. I really don't
Yeah,
know
I've
what
heard
the
$5.99. I've heard all over the place.
yeah, I don't know what the actual price they should have been. So some of these do have the price on them. So you're saying there's like a
Some
is that
do, and
what?
there were some that didn't, from what I was hearing. Yes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Interesting.
that
So
is
I don't know if
interesting.
that's true. I don't know if that means that some of the Batman 129s did and some didn't, or some of them meaning like Batman 129 did and the Joker one didn't. You know, I don't know what that means. I just was hearing that from a couple of retailers. I think Bleeding Cool might have talked about it too. But yeah, there was some issues with it. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, E. Montoni says kind of expensive. All comic books are expensive. I picked up some stuff this week and I couldn't believe my bill walking out. Like I bought like 4 comics and I was like, I almost spent $100. I felt like it was weird, man. So, all right, you guys, where are we at thumbs up wise? We are at 162. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Let's try and get to 200 before we get to number 5. Thanks for everybody that hit it. We are 225 live as we go. Let's get into the list this week. At number 10, our good friend Jeff Landshark returns to the list. West Coast Avengers, number 7, at the number 10 spot.
Yeah, this is now $60 raw, which I with all the characters that have come out over the last 5 years or so, like Jeff is just people want it. People want Jeff.
Yep, he's tied to Gwenpool, Kate, but mainly Gwenpool, Deadpool, but also
Elsa.
you got Elsa Bloodstone. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, I mean it's like all kinds of things. It's just one of those fun characters that I I think comics needs for sure.
Yep, I agree. It's fun. It's a fun character. And this is a great cover. I've always liked that cover. So, all right. At number 9, Venom 2099. This is an interesting one because this is Spider-Man 2099 number 35, and they did multiple covers for these, right? Didn't they do an A and a B cover where one was Spider-Man and one was Venom, or was that earlier in the run? Spider-Man 2099 number 35 is the book, but it's got Venom 2099 on the cover.
Yeah, this one the barcode says this is got the 2, so this must be the and I to be honest, you can't really tell. Like you go to my comic shop and this is what they have listed as the A cover, but I think it might have been a 50-50 split. So I don't know, but this one is on the barcode is listed as the variant. But
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're right. You're right. I see it right there too.
yes,
Yeah, because this is. I always thought cover B was the one with both of them on there. That's crazy.
yeah,
they did this
so
a couple times throughout the run, which is very interesting. But yeah, this one's kind of important because it also has a first appearance in it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Cronstone, he becomes Venom 2099. Sorry, Ben. I mean to cut
oh
you.
no, yeah, no, you're good. I mean, I'm guessing I don't know. I mean, this is selling for like $40 to $50 now. I don't really know why. I'm not really that interested in even Spider-Man 2099. Anything that's in the 70 years in the future, it doesn't really interest me that much. I'm okay with just having the characters. This drawing his legs, man, are just really weird looking.
Weird. Yeah, pigeon toed. But I love the design of Venom 2099. I think it's cool. It has that like skull thing. The spider is like bones, and then the mask is like a skull thing almost, kind of like Willow. The guy in Willow. I always love that dude's helmet. Anyways.
Just to let you guys know a little bit of backstory. So, Punisher 2099 number 1 is actually this character's first appearance. And there's some press releases that came out last summer that Punisher 2099 and also Cronstone would be showing up in Savage Avengers number 7. So maybe that's has something to do with it.
Don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Good book. I love this run. I was always a big fan of the Spider-Man 2099 run, especially when it got into the later issue numbers and whenever the Venom got involved. They had these cool A and B covers. They had these cool connecting covers. It was just a cool time in comics for me. And a lot of us, this kind of hits the nostalgia button. So, and how much were these? You said these were selling for?
40 to 50.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Next on the list at number 8, we have a book that a lot of people have been talking about. A ton of people have been talking about this book this week. And that is Deadpool #1, the Ken Lashley Notorious B.I.G. variant. And shout out to Ken Lashley, who has just been super consistent, one of the best cover artists and one of the best comic artists for a long time. I think he gets he's very, very underrated in my opinion, and we should be talking about him more often.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot, and and I think there for a while he was doing like sketches for Midtown and stuff, like all the like blank covers that he would sell a lot. So, yeah, so I was not even aware of this book until today. But yeah, I mean having Biggie on the cover is like one of those. So I was asking some other people, some other CBS writers and stuff, like who else has Marvel done where they've actually,
Lugs.
well, yeah, they did Lugs and they did Eminem twice, and that's the only ones I could think where they actually had.
I think they did 2 Chains too, maybe.
I don't know, those are the only ones. But so nobody really cares as much about Lugs, but you look at the Eminem covers, both of those are highly sought after. Now I have no idea what the print run on this is. It is some kind of an exclusive, but
So it's gonna be outrageous.
who knows? I mean, who knows? It says it's limited, but who knows?
It's
But
Marvel
regardless of whether or not it's limited or not, I mean, it's got Biggie on the cover. I mean, that's whether or not he's in the Gus, nobody cares. And the art on it is so interesting. Where it's got Deadpool kind of like he's got his back, like he's like nobody's gonna get you from the backside. Like, I mean, it's just a really, really interesting cover. It's selling for like 70. So it's just one of those I think people are gonna buy, and they're just gonna keep this one. I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of or people are gonna want this for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Good stuff. Very cool. Shout out to Ken Lashley. All right. At number 7, Escape from Wyoming, #1 from Bad Idea Press. Bad Idea back on the list.
Yeah, Bad Idea. It is what it is. I mean, people are buying.
People are talking about them. Listen, you guys can talk all the shit you want about them and this and that, but people talk about them, and they find a way for people to keep talking about them. That says a lot.
I mean, the cover's cool. I like the cover. It's kind of got an odd vibe to it. But I like the cover. But I mean, people are spending 25 to 30 on this. I think the cover price was like $7 or $8. I mentioned I did put this in my write-up on this book. Just with a grain of salt, you can buy an ENIAC #1 first print, the white, 9.8, already graded for $50. Now, so remember last year that book was, when it came out, it was selling for 100, 125 raw, and you can buy 9.8 now for $50. So take that, apply it to this, and figure out where you want to spend your money.
So I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think that, and I think most of us know this, Bad Idea, basically in a nutshell to me, is you have a couple guys that are big comic fans and love comics, but also in the production business, in the production of movies and TV shows, right? And so what do? They say, hey, let's figure out a way to scratch our comic book itch of wanting to be comic book fans and be in the comic book world and do cool things comic book at the cons and stuff. And also seed these will be our seeds for, movie ideas, or if a writer comes up with a cool thing and we really like it, we put it in comic book form. It fleshes itself out some story wise. We kind of see where it's going, and if we really like it, we turn it into a movie. And I think that's really, really genius. And what do those big production companies and those type of movie companies do? They love to have cool ways to promote their stuff, and that's exactly what Bad Idea is. And here's the thing, you guys, be on the lookout at Beyond Wednesdays, because I have a sit-down interview with Dinesh coming up soon, and I'm going to ask him. We're going to talk about all this stuff, and we're going to see if we can get some really good answers from him. And instead of it's not going to be live. We're going to sit down and we're going to kind of flesh it out, and I'm going to edit it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun finding out kind of some of the stuff that a lot of us don't know maybe about Dinesh and Bad Idea, and his love of comic books. I think that this is kind of like a production company making comics, though.
I thought that Odin's Eye was pretty good. It had really good art.
Very good art. That, by the way, Odin's Eye and the Whale one were my two favorite books from Bad Idea. So very good stuff. All right. Next on the list at number 6, you guys. Man, does this talk about hitting nostalgia buttons. Wizard Magazine #1, the San Diego Comic-Con edition.
Yeah, so this is awesome. I think even just the regular #1 is selling really well right now. But this San Diego Comic, which I think the only difference is it's got the San Diego Comic-Con logo on it. I think that's the only difference.
Yes, the only difference. So there's 3 versions of Wizard #1. There's the San Diego Comic-Con one that they handed out at San Diego Comic-Con before the magazine came out. Right. They kind of just gave it away to find out what's going on. There is a newsstand edition of #1 and a regular edition of #1. Now, there's also a very rare ash can, which was printed on just regular paper that recently sold. You guys can find that in a recent market report on Beyond Wednesdays. I think it's not the last market report that released today, but the one before this. It sold for like $921, the very rare ash can. And multiple people have hit me up in my Instagram DMs talking about how rare that ash can is. It is one of the rarest comic book things that you're going to find. A lot of people didn't even know it existed, other than the people that saw them being handed out. So, and this is the next step. So if you guys really love Wizard Magazine, I would suggest searching out both the newsstand and the San Diego Comic-Con ones first. They're probably the easiest ones. I'm not the easiest ones to find, but the easiest ones of the more wanted ones.
Brian, do you have this? Do you have this one?
I do. I have multiple copies of San Diego Comic-Con one, and both of mine. And I want to tell this to everybody out there also. If you have a San Diego Comic-Con version of Wizard 1, look at the centerfold is this poster by McFarlane, and both my San Diego Comic-Cons are signed by McFarlane with the old school McFarlane autograph. So nice. A lot of those signed at the con by McFarlane. So make sure to check yours on the interior.
Nice. Yeah. So this right here in a CGC 9.4 sold just before COVID for $75. In the past couple weeks, these are the sales that have happened. A 7.0 CG, these are all CGCs. 7.0 2 1/4, 9.0 700, a 9.6 2100, and then this week a 9.8 sale of this sold for $7,500.
Wow! I think I need to send these off to get graded.
Yes,
there's a market.
I'm going to complain a little bit and shout out to CGC, who you guys know I love. I know CGC has its moments, but I think that they are the best of the major graders out there. And shout out to Matt Nelson. I love CGC. They need to fix their turnaround time on magazine grading. It is ridiculous. It's like a year-long wait. So nobody wants to send in their crazy magazines to get graded because they know that they're not going to get it for another year, and it's, they would rather just flip it raw, I think.
And there's only two tiers. You can do like the one that's like $40 and the other one's like $100. So I mean, it's like the 100 you get it back in like 20 days.
Yeah.
But you're spending $100. I mean,
$108. Yeah.
Yeah. Now on this one, if it was high grade, I think I would do it for sure.
Yeah, you know me, Brad. You know me.
And I'll tell you what, these are a bitch to press. I haven't pressed this one, but I've pressed Wizards, and ugh.
Yeah, that cover, it's kind of like glossy. It's very glossy, very interesting. So, very cool. I love Wizard magazine. It is my go-to favorite thing. We were talking the other day about, and this is going to sound crazy, but we were literally talking the other day on a show about, I think it was the Bogcast, what were growing up, what were the magazines that you had in your bathroom growing up? And for me, it was Wizard magazine, Beckett, and AP, Alternative Press. Those three magazines growing up, man, were always in the shit. Yeah. Along with a Game Boy that had the Legend of Zelda game in it. So yeah.
Very cool.
I want to know, hey, you guys, let us know in the comments below, what was your go-to bathroom magazine or bathroom reading material?
I liked Mad Magazine. I loved Mad Magazine since I was like 7, 8 years old. And basically, when my mom finally, you know what I mean, she let me, because
I was a kid, cool comic guy. I was a kid, and no Playboy when I was older. That was saved for Penthouse.
And what was so cool about Mad Magazine, it had the insert that you could put together, and get the different face of Alpha.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to find high grade Mad magazines, by the way. So, all right, at number 5, you guys. Before we get there, let's check in on our thumbs up count. What do we got going, you guys? We are still at 162, you guys. No, we're not. We're at 141. We haven't even hit 150 yet, you guys. It's terrible. I thought we were at 162. I shouldn't continue the show. That's the night's show for everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, I'm just joking. On to number 5, you guys. The Mandalorian. We got to have a Star Wars book on the list, so many weeks in a row, or it just doesn't work right. The Mandalorian number 5, the EM Gist 1 in 50, and this is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I love the heads, stormtrooper heads on a stick.
Yeah, and Gist he's been doing several exclusives for Star Wars, and they are all just gorgeous. Man, they're good. They're really, really good. But yeah, the stormtrooper heads on a stick is just sick. Love this. Yeah. Love this cover.
Really good. There was there was 2 new. I don't know if the Mandalorian did it, but I picked up for the first time in a long time. I picked up 2 Star Wars variants that were just absolutely amazing this week, and I think it was the first time they started doing these variants. Did you guys see let me find out the name of them real quick here. The name of them is the Torrin Clark Revelations ones. Did you guys see those? Oh my God. Look at these are so good. So here's the one for bounty hunters.
Wow.
Bro. Right? So that's the one for bounty hunters. Just beautiful. All right. Let's go back and look at the one for Star Wars, which is just and I didn't pick up any of the Sprouse ones, even though the Sprouse Sith ones were cool. I was like, no, I didn't pick up any of the 40th anniversary ones, but these Torrin Clark Revelations, ooh, look how good they are. I mean, that is.
Oh yeah,
that and the other one are just beautiful. So I picked up both of these with the thought process that I'm going to buy them all because they're this good. And I think that even if I decide not to keep them, they will hold a little bit of value, resale value, because I think people are going to want the sets. So this might be a good thing to pick up. But so be on the lookout for Torrin Clark Revelations variants for Star Wars from now on. Good stuff. So
Very cool.
What were these selling for again?
60 to 80.
Wow. Solo Wookie says Helmets on the Stick is an homage to Clone Wars cartoon after Ahsoka had to take out most of her trooper squad. Very cool.
Thank you, Solo.
Yeah, only Solo would know that.
Yes. Shout out to Solo Wookie. All right. Number 4 this week. Man, this is interesting. Wonder Man #1 is back on the list. It is back on the list. Yeah, even with the free poster in the side, you guys, I don't think you could get me to buy any more of these. I mean,
no, when this jumped back in the summer, I found several of these in the wild, and they were like $5, and I didn't even buy them. I'm like,
I didn't even buy them for $1.
no, I'm like, I'm not doing this. But so we kind of predicted in the summer 9/8 were selling for like $150, $200, and we're like, this is going to drop, these are going to drop, and they did. I mean, basically up until this week, they were selling for like $50 to $60 for 9/8. But there was a casting for Wonder Man, and now they're selling for $100 again. So
Better Call Saul. Bob Odenkirk. So you have first appearance of Neil Sorion, which, if you guys don't know, is Wonder Man's business agent. This is, remember, in this issue, it's his first solo series, but he's also featured going into Hollywood. And Bob Odenkirk, aka Jimmy McGill, Better Call Saul, what have you, he
Mr.
is
Show
heavily rumored that he's going to play a business manager in a Disney Plus series. So.
Well, I got to be honest. I'm a massive Bob Odenkirk fan. I'm old school Mr. Show with Bob and Dave, like major, big time Mr. Show fan growing up. It was one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. I'm a huge David Cross fan, stand-up fan. I think Bob Odenkirk is one of the most underrated comedian writers and sketch comedy guys out there. But I don't see Bob Odenkirk as Wonder Man. I just don't. I see Wonder Man as like a,
it's his agent. His agent.
Oh, his agent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The guy they cast for Wonder Man was
he's African American, I think, right?
Yeah, and he was from he was in DC movie or something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember.
So okay, that makes more sense. So his agent's first appearance is in this book.
You got it.
There we go.
Like, see the Hollywood sign up there in the background. He's going, so.
Either way, I'm not buying this book.
And shout out to Mel, because Mel really loves this cover. Because you see that green thing in the top right corner.
And Mel loves dinosaurs. Make sure you let him know that you love him too. Yeah, Mighty Mel V. It's Drunken Chat Son. Immediately following this, tell him how much you love dinosaurs too, and you think it's really cool that he loves them. So dinosaur fans together, and wizards. He's a big fan of wizards too. So he's a big fan of this next book, I imagine too. West Coast Avengers #45 at #3. With the recent news of the new Paul Bettany series, the White Vision series coming, which is going to be awesome. I'm super stoked that they announced it. I think they have to. Vision is such a cool character, and it's been made really even cooler by Paul Bettany being the actor that plays it. Let's be honest. He's perfect as Vision, and great character. I can't wait to see what they have next. Could we see a storyline that brings us even Viv Vision? I know, shout out to a couple people in the chat who have been waiting for that, hoping for that. And I think that they might be able to play that off. Like there could be a way that they do it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, because I think it said that it was going to be like on his exploration of, how to become human again. So,
go have a family. Go make a family.
Right. Again, this is this one's rebound. This kind of like the Wonder Man. These were way up here and then they dropped. And 9/8s are now back up to 450. 9/6s 230. Tons of raw copies sold this week. But this is not an uncommon book for sure. You can find this pretty much anywhere.
Pretty much. And look for those newsstands, because you might find a Mark Jewelers insert in them, and that'll make it extra special.
And by the way, Smashing Hero says he was so amazing in A Knight's Tale. He was. I freaking love that movie because of Paul Bettany as Geoffrey Chaucer. I'm a huge fan of like that time period and Geoffrey Chaucer and A Canterbury's Tale and all that stuff. And he, to me, was the reason that movie was so freaking good. So make sure you guys show Paul Bettany some love. He was also really good in a horror movie that I forget the name of right now. It was a British horror movie, and he was really freaking good in Gangster #1. So make sure you guys check out his movies.
I watched Civil War today because of the Vision news, because that was kind of like, I mean, he for the last couple, like Age of Ultron, you know, that was kind of like his coming out party or whatever. But you know, he was already like flirting with not Scojo Byrne, Scarlet Witch. And I was watching the part where Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, Scott Lang, is giant, and how cool it was when nobody could mess with him except the synthezoid of Vision, and he just crouches up like a ball and just goes boom and knocks the shit out of him. Man, I miss Vision, man.
Yeah. I love when Ant-Man goes big like that too. I love in the new trailer when they show him go big. I think that's such a cool thing. So yeah, I love this book. I've always loved the cover of this book. I've always thought the white version of Vision looks badass. It looks very menacing. I love it being an old school homage to Avengers 57. So, all right, you guys, remember to hit that thumbs up. We have some giveaways to name off here shortly. So if you guys haven't been active in the live chat, make sure you're active now, because that's how you win a giveaway. Let us know what you think of the show as you're watching it live. And thank you to everybody that's catching it on the rewind. Don't worry, we'll have giveaways for you too in the future. So make sure you guys are subbed up and watching. And let us know what you think of the show in the comments if you're catching it on the rewind. Let's go on to number 2 this week on the list. The Gargoyles ash can from New York City. Is that where this is from?
No, this was from the Diamond Retailer at Baltimore.
Baltimore, yes.
So, as we all know, Diamond doesn't really have a whole lot of books anymore. I don't know how much longer they're going to be doing these retailer summits when they don't really, when nobody's selling their books. But Dynamite is, and so you were able to get this ash can, and I think somebody was reporting that Gargoyles has over 100,000 orders for the series coming out here in a month. So it's, people apparently want Gargoyles, and this is the ash can, selling for $75 to $100. Everybody,
Cool.
I like the Gargoyles one, the actual first cover. It's the Nakayama on the A cover. It's really good. So hopefully,
Is there many variants of this one coming out? Is there going to be a ton of variants to this book? Because I only saw a couple, but I imagine there's going to be a ton of exclusive variants, retailer exclusives.
Yeah. Does Dynamite do a whole bunch of exclusives?
I don't know, but they'd be smart to do it on this one. That's for sure. I know Bird City might be doing one. I don't know if Hive's doing one, but yeah, they have hit 100K in pre-orders on this one, which is great for Dynamite. We all knew Gargoyles was going to be a hit. It's always been a hit in the comic book world. Of course, it's a huge hit just in general, especially nostalgia-wise, toys, cartoons, everything. People love the Gargoyles. It was one of the few cartoons I remember watching on a regular basis as a teenager, because it was even good for teenagers to watch. It wasn't like a kid's cartoon, if that makes sense. And in the same vein that Batman Adventures wasn't a kid's cartoon, that's how Gargoyles was.
Aaron, you said that Diamond is the one that reported the 100,000 order. So,
yeah. Aaron Yee says also be careful. There will be ash cans in stores, so check the back covers for the retailer summit versions. That's great information right there, you guys.
Ben, is this ash can? Is it a smaller book like the typical?
I'm not sure. I wasn't at Baltimore. This is the photo that I got. and I just clipped it, so I don't know if it's actually smaller or not.
It is. I believe it is. It is just a little bit smaller. I saw him. He went to the retailer summit, and he showed. I think he showed one of them the other day.
But you can definitely tell in the. I mean, the entire back says Diamond Retailer Summit, so it's not like in small print. It's the whole back of the book, so you can't miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, be on the lookout for the early issues, not just the Marvel ones. The Boom, right? Was it Boom or IDW that had the original?
Oh no, it was slave labor graphics.
Yes. Which I do have. I have 1 through 6 of those that I got to put on eBay. So, I think that those will probably sell well too soon. Eventually, I'll probably be lazy and won't put them up, and they'll not sell well. So,
of course.
Which reminds me to tell you, everybody, if you guys see books on the Hot 10 list, it's probably a good idea to start thinking about maybe putting those books up for sale, because these aren't the best times to buy in on these books. Most of the books you see on the Hot 10 list means that they're at their peak, and it's the best time to sell these books. Now, some books will continue to go up, we know that, but the majority of these books will drop as the weeks go by when they show up on this list. The Almost 10, that's a little different. The Almost 10 are kind of some of those are things to spec on the future, some of those things that people just don't know about. But the Hot 10 list, a lot of these are at their peak.
Yep.
All right, you guys, let's get into number 1, and then we have a giveaway to get through. 241 live watching right now. You guys hit that thumbs up. We're at 157 likes. Do us a favor, help us get to 200 likes before the end of the show, and we can do that giveaway for everybody that has mentioned something in the live chat who is watching live right now. Each one of you guys, you 241 that are sitting here watching live, you have a chance to win the giveaway if you are commenting in the live chat and you hit that thumbs up button. All right, here we go, you guys. This is an interesting one. Geiger at the number 1 spot is Geiger again. This is Geiger number 2, the 1 in 25 second print. The second print 1 in 25 variant, which
of issue number 2, not number 1.
Yes, of issue number 2. So
yeah,
the second and third prints of these books seem to be getting a little bump, and some of them seem to be getting a major bump.
Yeah. Edwin says that he saw the sales in this book too. Why? I have no idea. It was literally the last sale was in August for $25 for this, and then this week multiple sales of $250 plus. There was a $250 and $350 or something like that. I don't understand. It is a very cool looking cover. It is a moon cover, and it is a second printing of a number 2 1 in 25. It's a very cool looking cover, but man, $250 for this. Whew.
So you guys know Justin Simeon and Jeff Johns are in pre-production with Paramount Studios for this property, Deadline Reports.
Yep, and that's why we saw issue number 1 on the list a couple weeks ago. So I think more and more people are kind of looking at the series. Maybe there's more eyes on it, and they're saying, hey, some of these are really, really tough to find. Low print run. Maybe not a lot of people were buying second and third printings of the second, third, fourth issues or whatever. And there's some really cool ones out there.
Yeah. Think of when something is killing the children came out. Like all of a sudden it was like number 3, the 4th print or something like that was all of a sudden selling for $300. It was just really random, but things that people couldn't find. So maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Cool series, cool book. I love how they went gimmick style on some of them with the glow in the dark. I love glow in the dark stuff. Glow in the dark, black light stuff. I love that shit. So they definitely wrap me up in some of that. And be on the lookout for, I really like, especially when they're glow in the dark skulls. That makes it even cooler. So shout out to Jeff Johns and Gary Frank and Image and Mad Ghost for making Geiger really, really cool. So, all right, you guys, that is the list for tonight. We have a giveaway Stein, let's show him the giveaway. Let's show everybody the giveaways for tonight.
Again, we got The Abolition of Man, which is based on C.S. Lewis. This one is signed by Carson Gruball, who sent this to me. So this is thanks to Living the Line publisher. And then I'm going to throw in one slab for sure. And that's going to be worth, like I said, $75 to $100. And then I'm going to throw in another book as well. And these are all going to be mystery. And then when you get them, just please, all I ask you to do is just post it on Instagram and tag me in it.
That's so cool, man.
The House of Stein.
Great idea, man.
Yeah, very cool. All right, you guys.
Oh, they want to know if it's the variant, the one of 10. So I don't believe it is. And you would see it on the front or inside the front page. It is not.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for those 1 of 10s, man. Those are crazy rare, and I wish I would have had one. I wish I would have grabbed one. All right, let's do this, you guys. 133 entries into the giveaway, and the winner is
Mrs. Horsecock. Oh man, he's on a roll. He's
on a roll, and one of the greatest names ever that we have to think double about putting up his comments because it is that good of a name. But of course, Mrs. Horsecock Express wins the giveaway tonight. Make sure you hit up Ben S at the House of Stein on IG. Congratulations. That is pretty awesome. And you guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys check out the descriptions and the links in the description below. Go sub up to Popcorn Culture. Once we get Popcorn Culture to 600 subs, we've got another crazy giveaway. And we also have some crazy stuff going over at Beyond Wednesdays. Make sure you guys check out the clips over there. We are clipping our market reports now, which is very cool. We dropped one of those today. Shout out to On the Radar and Modern Comic Mayhem. This Saturday is going to be a lot of fun on Modern Comic Mayhem. And of course, we have the Dinesh interview coming up. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. Much love. Adios.
See you.